Grief is a thin place. A place so thin, it's hard to tell where earth ends and heaven begins. Grief is a place so thin that it's where the living and the dead feel one another's love. I'm Lisa Hamilton, an Episcopal priest, and I grieve. First, I'll read some scripture that many Christians use in worship during Lent, and then I'll struggle with those words through the lens of grief. I'm glad you've joined me. Today's scripture is from Jeremiah, chapter 11. And I did not know it was against me that they devised schemes, saying, "Let us destroy the tree with its fruit. Let us cut him off from the land of the living, so that his name will no longer be remembered." But you, O Lord of hosts, who judge righteously, who try the heart and the mind, let me see your retribution upon them, for to you I have committed my cause. If you grieve as I do, have you ever felt cut off from the land of the living? Do you get lost a lot? I couldn't find the post office this morning. Do you have a hard time concentrating on the most mindless of TV shows? Do you feel invisible? Do activities you used to enjoy sometimes strike you as a silly waste of time at best? Are you on high alert for any signal from anybody or from the universe at large that the names of your beloved are forgotten? I've actually had people say to me, "I don't want to make you sad, so I won't mention it, but I've heard your news." Here's the problem as I see it. We think of grief the way we think of strep throat. Grief can be cured. Grief can be fixed, like your strep throat. Your throat hurts, you lack energy, you don't sleep well, but as soon as the antibiotics kick in, bingo, you're well. I am so tired of grief being a diagnosis. I think grief is a place where we exist in the shadow of loss. Grief is not a diagnosis to be cured. It is a place inhabited by selves we've yet to recognize. Grief is also a place inhabited by angels, but we don't recognize them very often either. One of my favorite writers is a retired bishop in the Episcopal Church and a member of the Choctaw Nation named Steve Charleston. And this is what he writes about angels. There are angels in the rain clouds, angels in the garden and in the sunlight. There are angels in every part of the natural world. They are the living presence of the sacred throughout all creation. My ancestors among the Pueblos and the Mesas called them the Katsanim and carved their likeness into cottonwood. Today, many people may think they are only decorative dolls, but the reality they embody is far more important and profound. They remind us that we are never out of touch with the sustaining power that keeps this world in balance. We are ever in the presence of the holy, so surrounded by the sacred that we cannot tell where it ends and where we begin. Grief is a thin place.